to 2025. I'm staying there for 1 month now. And three things I want to share with you guys. The first one is most of the software companies are going down, but some of the companies are going up. This is such a huge culture shock for me after I joined the company. And a lot of newcomers with me who come from big tech companies have the same feeling. We almost feel like the people from Waymo are so idealistic and we're so jaded, with so many years in big tech companies. We feel like we're way more political than these people. And we spend time on a lot of things that probably don't matter. And Waymo people tend to share whatever you want to learn. The most of the time I spend in my past 1 month is literally schedule one-on-ones with people just to understand how the tech works. And there's this, for example, tech leader from planner team, because I have my love and hate relationship with the planner team. And then I work with his reports. Okay, that is the relationship I have with him. And then I probably ask the most stupidest question to him. He has worked at Waymo for more than 7 years on planner. I asked him the most ridiculous questions to challenge his thinking process. And at the end of the one-on-one, he was like, if you're interested in how the technology works, just feel free to schedule a bi-weekly one-on-one with me. So I can tell you exactly how it works. This is the vibe I get from this company versus I think probably it won't be a surprise to you guys how Meta or LinkedIn work, right? When you, as a company, keep laying off people, that people tend to think that this is supposed to be the company's information, but I'm not sharing on the public document. Right? So I'm keeping the information to myself. So one day when you lay me off, good luck with that. Right? So that's exactly the opposite culture that I got at Waymo. And I think that vibrant culture is something that gives me a culture shock. The second thing is curiosity is the cure for depression. There is a book that I've recently read because interviewing for Neuralink made me very interested in neuroscience. So I read a book about why we remember. And that is a neuroscientist talking about how memory works. And he was using this example, saying, for example, if you're going to a friend's house for the first time, you have never been to a house previously, right? And you see the sink right next to the fridge. And you think that world is supposed to work like this. So the next time when you go to a new friend's house, you're looking for that sink next to the fridge, right? And if the sink is not next to the fridge, you will be like, wait a second, what is it? And that is called curiosity. And the third one is there are a lot of Waymos out there. Okay, the purpose of this lecture is not asking you guys to ask me for a referral after the lecture. There are a lot of Waymo companies out there, actually. And Neuralink is one of them, honestly. They currently have 20-ish participants in the program. And next year, around this time, they probably have more than 100 people with chip in their brain. And there are some other robotics or aviation companies as well that I'm looking at. What I'm trying to say is there is another world that is vibrating. Right? So keep your research, and there are a lot of good companies out there. So looking back, okay, to the end of 2024, when I'm sitting there around that time, I was trying to change the way that I think about problems. And there is this song. When you guys enter the stadium, I play a song. Probably a lot of you guys are not old enough to recognize what that song is. But that song is called Like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan. And this song is one of his favorite songs for Steve Jobs. And he liked to play it in the early days when he has new product launch for Apple. And I specifically like the lyrics in that song saying, how does it feel to be on your own with no direction home, like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone. I think this is what I want you guys to get the most important learning from the lecture today, which is AI is changing everything. The industry is changing very fast, dramatically. And that's why on the signature wall, you can see change is the only constant, thanks to Charlene, that we have a topic this year. So I think we need to get used to the uncertainty. The uncertainty outside might not be bad. When you have a very clear career trajectory at your current company, it might not be the happiest path for you. So the world out there might be better. Even if it is not based on your current value, it will be a hell of a adventure out there. So just enjoy the process. I talk a lot. So now I'm open for Q&As if anybody has any questions.
I'm just curious, how many hours do you sleep every day?
The answer to that question is I never sleep, and if you catch me sleeping, don't tell anyone. Any other questions?
I'm curious how you are able to learn so quickly in different domains from neuroscience to like robotics. Like, what are the tactical or more strategical tools or methods that you use?
I think, first of all, AI is pretty helpful in terms of like fast learning. So I always use AI for my first glance. So I will like, for example, use deep research to give me a super long report of how this could possibly work. And then all of my free time is to browse all the publicly available information online. So for example, one trick that I have is you can search for a company on like podcasts or YouTube, right, to get all the videos with this company's keywords in it. And I just like watch them all. I watch them all, and then after that, I will find the founding members of that company. And they got a lot to say too. So I start to search all of these people's names, and until I run out of information online. So that's like how usually I learn.
Yeah, I have a question about the. um, I have a question about the your journey related to China, Tesla China time. So, what make you or inspire you to join the China workforce at that time? Given that we are in the Bay Area, which is by all means considered to be the more ideal per se um, for tech or products. I'm in somewhat similar situations to make the decision to you know go obviously to do the same, but just wanted to get some insight there.
Yeah. I think there are multiple reasons. The first one is I learned from my first like advisory investor when I was doing my startup in 2016, which is that I realized people live in bubbles, right? Like me as a college student back then lived in a bubble. And the VC world is the world that like, they talk a lot. And a lot of things that we do could give you a pretty good career path or a good like financial support in your life. But like if you want to be a founder one day, whatever you are doing might not be helpful to the VCs. And there are just a list of things that might be helpful for your background facing through VCs. And joining Tesla was one of them back then. Because I did have several offers in the Bay back then, but like they're not as exciting as Tesla. And the Tesla in 2019, let me remind y'all, 2019 was the profit Tesla, and Tesla China is we were building Gigafactory back then, but like the team is still relatively small. So it was a very good time to join Tesla, and that was before the time that Elon became crazy. So it was a pretty good opportunity, and I had a semester gap because of the job there.
My name is Yijan. I used to work for Tencent and Temu. And right now I am launching my own project right now. And I have seen in your project that you said that you founded the give and take AI. And you said that because due to that you talk with the Chinese VC and then you give up the idea. And I'm really curious about the story behind your decision and what's the key takeaway that you learned from this lesson. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a very helpful question. My favorite artist in the United States is Kendrick Lamar. And I was supposed to go to a Kendrick Lamar concert that night, and I was so stupid that I scheduled a one-on-one with WC around the same time, and I just like skipped that concert. But it was totally worth it. Uh, he told me that because I was building a AI agent platform for people to connect with each other, and that was built based on your mutually beneficial relationship, right? Because that is like kind of like me having my expertise at LinkedIn. I specifically work on the networking and people's connection part. But also, I found it as a flaw when people are communicating with each other today. Just like what I said about people have different dimensions, right? If you only see one person from one dimension, it is very hard for you to know what type of value you can provide to the other person. So I was building this AI agent to connect with each other based on their background. And what he said is, if you think about LM coming out and human beings in general are spending more time talking with AI, they're spending less time to talk with humans. So this is just a declining market. And when it is a declining market, yet there are so many sharks in this market already thinking about LinkedIn and Meta. They're not going to give up their market position. So they're doing whatever they can to survive in that red ocean. And for me, getting data from these tech giants is also a cost for me. And that's why I stopped.
Okay, I see. Thank you.